breaking tackles, finding holes, bursting through the line. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with another one. The crowd at First Energy Stadium erupts because they know what they're witnessing. Greatness in motion. In the world of running backs, names carry weight. Sanders, Peterson, McCaffrey. But what happens when a soft-spoken giant lets his play do all the talking? This is the story of a running back who carried more than just the football. He carried hope. From the moment Nick Chubb stepped onto an NFL field, expectations followed. After all, how could they not? His combination of power, speed, and vision was undeniable. But Nick wasn't interested in the spotlight. He had his own vision, his own path, and his own quiet determination. And slowly but surely, he started proving that his story isn't just about brutal power runs. It's an entirely new definition of excellence. One written with consistency, humility, and purpose. He's gone from being a star college athlete overcoming devastating injury to becoming one of the NFL's elite running backs, redefining what it means to be a professional and showing the football world that he's not just dependable, he's dominant. This is the journey of Nick Chubb, how he transformed from a small-town Georgia kid to an NFL superstar. Let's dive in. Chapter 1, Early Life and Background. Born on December 27, 1995. In Cedartown, Georgia, Nick Chubb had a childhood deeply rooted in family and football. The Chubb name already carried weight in Georgia. His cousin Bradley played in the NFL, and another relative, Henry, was a legend at the University of Georgia in the 1940s. But in the Chubb household, legacy didn't mean entitlement. It meant responsibility. From a young age, Nick was different. Not flashy or boastful, but quiet, measured, and incredibly disciplined. While other kids talked about their dreams, Nick quietly worked on his. While others sought shortcuts, Nick embraced the long road. His father, Henry, instilled in him a relentless work ethic, teaching him that respect isn't given. It's earned. On every field, at every level, Nick didn't ask for attention, but when the Friday night lights came on, he was ready. Nick attended Cedartown High School, and from his first varsity game, something was different about number 27. He wasn't just a starter, he was a force of nature. As a running back, he showed an uncanny combination of power and speed. His vision was exceptional, his work ethic legendary, and his character unquestionable. Over his high school career, the numbers became staggering. Nearly 6,900 rushing yards, 102 touchdowns. That's not just impressive, that's historic. He averaged over 10 yards per carry his senior year, was named Georgia's Class AA Player of the Year, and earned All-American honors. On the track, he was equally dominant, winning state championships in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and shot put, a rare triple crown of speed and power. But even with eye-popping numbers and undeniable athleticism, some college scouts hesitated. Why? Because they wondered if his small-town competition had inflated his stats. Offers did come in from schools across the country, but ultimately, Nick chose to stay home, committing to the University of Georgia. Critics wondered if he could translate his success against SEC competition. Others questioned if he had the breakaway speed for the next level. But Nick saw something different, a chance to add to his family's legacy at Georgia. He wasn't chasing the spotlight, he was following his heart. He took a bold step towards Athens, one that would change not just his career, but test every ounce of his character and resilience. And with that, the next chapter began. When Nick Chubb arrived in Athens in 2014, he wasn't treated like a superstar. He was a freshman running back with everything to prove. And prove it he did. Though he began as a backup to Todd Gurley, when opportunity knocked, Nick answered with authority. After Gurley was suspended, Chubb stepped in and immediately showed he belonged. In his very first start against Missouri, he rushed for 143 yards. The next week, 202 yards against Arkansas. Then 156 against Kentucky. By season's end, he had rushed for 1,547 yards and 14 touchdowns, breaking Georgia legend Herschel Walker's freshman record for consecutive 100-yard games. He was named SEC Freshman of the Year, and suddenly, the quiet kid from Cedartown was the talk of college football. But it wasn't just about stats, it was about style. Nick ran with a rare combination of power and grace. He plowed through tackles, yet had the speed to break away. He was patient behind his blockers, yet decisive when hitting the hole. His teammates marveled not just at his talent, but at his humility. While others celebrated touchdowns with choreographed dances, Nick simply handed the ball to the referee. His actions spoke louder than words ever could. As his sophomore season began in 2015, Nick was on everyone's Heisman watch list. Through 5 games, he was unstoppable. 745 yards, 7 touchdowns, and looking every bit like the best running back in America. Then, on the first play against Tennessee on October 10th, everything changed. The hit, the twist, the screams. Nick Chubb's left knee had been devastated. Torn PCL, MCL, and LCL. 3 ligaments shredded in an instant. As he was carted off the field, many wondered if we'd ever see the same Nick Chubb again. Some injuries you come back from, others change careers forever. This was the kind that ends dreams, but they didn't know Nick Chubb. Chapter 4. The Comeback. While the football world moved on, Nick Chubb moved into the darkest chapter of his life. Surgery, rehabilitation, endless hours of painful recovery. Days when his knee wouldn't bend. Nights when sleep wouldn't come. For most athletes, the physical pain of recovery is only half the battle. The mental toll, the doubt, the fear, the questions, often cuts deeper. But Nick approached rehab the same way he approached everything, with quiet determination and unwavering discipline. No shortcuts, no excuses, no public complaints. Just work. Day after day. Over his final 2 seasons at Georgia, Nick proved he wasn't just back. He was better. More patient, more purposeful, more powerful. In 2017, paired with his teammate Sony Michel, he helped lead Georgia to an SEC championship and the national championship game. Though they fell short against Alabama, Nick had cemented his legacy, finishing his career with 4,769 rushing yards, second only to Herschel Walker in Georgia history. When NFL scouts came calling, they saw the stats, they saw the speed, they saw the power. But what they couldn't measure was his resilience, his character, his heart. How do you quantify coming back from an injury that should have ended your career? How do you put a number on never giving up when no one would have blamed you for doing so? As the 2018 NFL draft approached, teams had questions. Was his knee truly healthy? Did he still have breakaway speed? Could he catch passes out of the backfield? Nick didn't worry about the doubters. He never had. He simply prepared, trusted the process, and waited for his name to be called. And when the Cleveland Browns selected him 35th overall in the 2nd round, a new chapter began.